thanks. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Dennis. Okay, well, here's Professor Gregory Kaye and his, I assume this is your assistant, Dennis
Yes.
Gasparro. He's your lighting assistant?
Yep.
For the design. Great. We've seen your scenic work there in the promotional video and all that flyover stuff. Tell us about your lighting design. What are you looking for here?
One of the privileges of being a lighting designer when you're also the scenic designer is that you can make your scenery look as pretty as possible. So I'm doing a lot of textural things for lighting, trying to emphasize flowery textures in Italy and kind of girder and steel textures backstage, trying to make the set look even prettier, which is really nice when you're designing both areas. You can use some of the same color information, the same texture information, and it makes it a lot easier to do your work. Otherwise, it's a big, colorful, fun, fast-paced musical. We want to keep this thing moving on stage as much as possible. So cueing is fast, colors are bright, colors are intense. We just want to keep it as fun and colorful as possible.
Are you finding any challenges between lighting for the daytime scenes, lighting for the nighttime scenes, lighting for onstage, lighting, those kinds of things?
Well, the fun thing with this show is that for the longest time now, we've been going at it that our Italy scenes are really contrived Italy scenes. It's them doing a show on stage. So time of day hasn't factored in so much as the fun of the theme of the song that they happen to be in. So if the song works better in a nighttime looking cue, it just looks better in a nighttime looking cue. It's a 1940s onstage musical, and so the idea of realistic daytime and nighttime in that part of the world, in this Italy part of the world, doesn't really come into effect. In the backstage world, we get a lot of fun, dark, moody textures and colors, and they'll open up the loading doors and we see the moonlight spilling through or the late afternoon sun spilling through, and that's a lot of fun. We hit Too Darn Hot in the top of the second act, and we've just got light pouring through those backstage doors, just this hot setting sunlight that you feel like the actors are sweating in it, which is pretty darn neat. You can see all the practical set mounts on the stage. Those backstage work lights really make it look nice and realistic back there across all that texture on the walls. The more practicals, the better. Anytime that there's a chance of practical light, I'll throw it in there.
They look nice.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I've seen them a little bit, and I love the little pools that they throw. I think both as a director and also as an actor, that standing in that nice little pool of light coming off one of those work lights is just like fun to do.
Oh, absolutely. You go backstage in an old-fashioned theater or the Opera House here in Fredonia, and you look at some of the house lights and the work lights, and imagine that space without having those practical lights in it. It just wouldn't be the same. So when you're designing for the stage like this, whether it's lighting or scenery, it's nice to put those kind of details in. It makes it feel a lot warmer and more true to life.
And Dennis, let's get an idea of what you're doing over here. Okay, you're running this big monstrous board here, yes, for the time being, and inputting cues and everything like that? Give us an idea of what that's about.
Well, pretty much right now we're going through some cue notes. Last time we had a run through, and as we were going through, different cues had different problems, different dilemmas, and now I am pretty much listening to Greg and doing what he wants me to do.
Oh God!
Oh, that'd be pretty good. What kind of board am I looking at here? Can you just go through this real quickly for me so people know?
This is an ETC EOS board. It is one of the newest boards that ETC has out. It's very intelligent. Has a lot of different options that older boards didn't have. It's pretty expensive as well. We're lucky to have this board.
We've got touchscreen displays on here that, as we're operating, we actually have a live color picker on the screen here that as I touch this with my finger, I can pick different colors for our moving lights on stage. So I can go from that ugly pea green there over into something warm, down into these rich blues, and in real time select what color I want.
Let me see that run through the stage. Okay, go ahead, run it through.
From a dark blue here to something in the pinks, down into a reddy orange, over into green, all just by picking from my finger on the screen there.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Which is a heck of a thing to do. We have just unlimited control over how many different colors we want to be able to create with those moving lights. And we've got 5, 10, 16, at least 16 intelligent fixtures in the show, plus 45 scrollers.
Wow.
It's not even a particularly heavy plot, but we have a lot of intelligent toys to work with that give us a lot of options in complicated scenes.
Wow. And on one screen over there, I'm looking at the channel sheet.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep, you're looking at our channels and what's called a flexi hookup. So you're seeing just the channels that we're using in the show, rather than looking at every channel in the every channel that was possible, which gives you a lot of useless information. On the board here, you're seeing color palettes, focus palettes, and beam palettes. That as we grab lights on the stage, moving lights, we can just touch a focus palette or a beam palette for it. That moves all the lights on stage to a pre-position.
Let's see that happen again on stage.
So just by hitting that, we can go to a pre-positioned.
Totally fun.
Yeah.
Totally fun. And then this one, of course, is just the cues itself, cue to
That's
cue.
our cue list over there, and the great thing about that is because of all these moving lights, you get a lot of problems where, oh, we didn't want to see the color change in that cue, and that looked terrible. This board auto marks its movers and moves them in black, and so you're seeing all these lettered codes over here that are telling you that some moving light is moving right now to get in position for its next cue, and we didn't have to tell it to do that. It figured that out automatically for us, which saves hours and hours of work going through and trying to make it pretty. There's only maybe 2 cues in the show where we're needing to go in and clean up, seeing lights changing that we don't actually want to see. So
great. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much for your time. I don't want to take it up too much time. We got a lot of work to do, so we'll leave you go.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So there you can see a little bit of how we're working backstage here, getting ready for the opening of Kiss Me Kate. Much to do, many things going on, a little bit of time pressure. We always feel that with the musical, but nevertheless, we certainly hope you'll come and eventually watch the fine work that our technical staff here does in the Department of Theater and Dance. Kiss Me Kate, opening Friday. See ya.